Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute View Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. Today I'm in Hua Hin, Thailand, and I'm taking you to a Chinese restaurant I found on Google. The only English on Google for this restaurant is, quote, Chinese restaurant, unquote, which is hardly descriptive, but after further research, I learned it's a Cantonese restaurant. Intrigued, I had to visit, and this is what I found. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute View Show, and today I'm back in Hua Hin, Thailand, and I'm at the seaside resort of Hua Hin, and I was looking for some Cantonese food. Now, Cantonese food is not ubiquitous here. There are a few places to get Cantonese type items. So I'm at the largest Cantonese restaurant in Hua Hin. Unfortunately, when you look on Google, you're not going to see any English. It's just going to say Chinese restaurant. But we're in the heart of the old part of Hua Hin on a large street called Chomsin Road. So if you type in Chomsin Road, C-H-O-M-S-I-N Road, you will find this restaurant on Google Maps. So this is the menu, and this menu is pretty substantial. It's nice and heavy, and we're gonna look through this and see what Cantonese specialties they offer. Okay, let's take a look at the menu. The restaurant is called Chef Cantonese Tea Restaurant, and the menu is actually pretty big. It should be a Cantonese menu, so let's take a look at this. They differentiate it by saying that this is a no spicy menu. So if I take a look at all these items here, here's some sweet and sour pork. These look like the standard Cantonese types of food, so that's not bad. Let's take a look at this part. Apparently they call this the no spicy menu, the Cantonese section of the menu. So as you can see, all these items are traditionally Cantonese. They have some home-cooked dishes. I see a pork patty. I'll flip the page, and when I looked at this part of the menu, this is more of the regional Chinese type food, not Cantonese. So all these are pretty spicy, these kinds of dishes. Definitely not Cantonese, so I guess they're appealing to more people. Here's the other part of the spicy menu, and you see there's a lot of stuff like curries, dry pot dishes, and then we go to the next part of the menu, all the vegetables that are offered. The most famous one in Thailand is this Morning Glory. That's ubiquitous. Everything else here is commonly Chinese, like the stir-fried gourd and the loofah. Next, we have all the soups. These look like tofu soups, bitter gourd soups. You have an American section with some hamburgers and sandwiches. And then you have Cantonese roast meats. The only thing that I see missing here is the siu yok, the roast pig. They don't seem to have it, but they do have the roast pork, and they have the steamed chicken and the roast duck. So 3 out of 4 isn't bad. And then you have the plate rices, and then you have the dim sum. This is pretty amazing. They have a full dim sum menu. So you see the chicken feet, the siu mai, radish cake, trung fan. Here's some more rice roll, trung fan, 3 different types, with beef, with pork. You also have a shrimp variety. You have a steamed char siu bao, and then you have Chinese herbal jelly. We're going to try that later on. And then you have deep fried milk. Wow. And then we have all types of rice porridge. Wow, this is really Cantonese. And then you have the wonton soup. I can't possibly order everything, but this looks very promising for a Cantonese menu in Hua Hin. Lastly, we have the fried noodles and the fried rices. Here's a guan chao ngao ho, and here's a deep fried noodle. And here's some different types of fried rice. The most famous one being yangzhou, and then egg fried rice right down here. Okay, that does it for the menu. Okay, I ordered the tomato and scrambled egg. Now this is a very common Cantonese dish. The dish usually consists of eggs, some sugar, and some tomato. We're gonna give this a try and see if it tastes like the type of food that we get back in New York. Okay, the first dish that I'm going to try is the eggs and tomato, scrambled eggs and tomato. It is nice and warm. It literally just came out a few moments ago. Definitely, it's a good, nice eggy flavor. It's warm, it's nice and salty, not too salty, just enough. I'm going to try the tomatoes. Tomatoes are not too astringent, not too sour. It's perfect. Just sugar balances that out. And let's try more of these eggs. You know, I'm sensing something here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they may have added a little chicken bouillon in here because it has that very umami flavor to it. Like almost like a chicken broth has been put into this egg. Even so, this dish is delicious. And it's comparable to much of the stuff that I find in New York. So this is very good. The tomato and the egg are a keeper. I ordered the tasio, or the roast pork, the red roast pork. And my gosh, when you take a look at this, this is the really good part of the pork butt. Look at the marbling here. In fact, there appears to be marbling on all of these different pieces. It comes with a sweet sauce, sweet soy sauce here. I'll confirm that it's sweet. And this is a mystery sauce. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm gonna dip it in and find out. Okay, now the sign of any good Cantonese restaurant is how they do the roast meats. And I ordered the marker of good Cantonese food, which is tasio, which is roast pork. Now, this roast pork isn't totally red. It's not a dark red color, which is fine with me because I don't have any hang up with tasio looking red. But this is very well marbled, as I said before, and we're gonna give this a try. 100% spot on. It has that classic Cantonese flavor. This roast pork can easily be put into chung fan. Rice rolls can be put into fried rices. It's perfect. There's not a bit of this that is not moist. In fact, this is probably the best roast pork I've ever had in all my Thailand visits. I really enjoy this. Okay, now you won't believe this, but in Thailand, we can find Gion chao no ho, or beef chow fun, the dry beef chow fun. So this version appears to have a lot of bean sprouts. There's some sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are a little different. You don't see that in New York. And then we have some beef here cut into small little strips. It's a fairly big plate, and we're gonna give this a try. It looks delicious. I can't wait. The next dish I'm going to take a look at is the Gion chao no ho, or the beef chow fun. Now, I lifted a piece of this right off the plate, and take a look at this. Lifting it up, and look at that. Look how long this piece is. Not only that, when you look at the strips of noodles here, it's really thin. For some reason in Thailand, when they make these noodles, they make it extra thin. In New York, they tend to be thicker. Let's see how these noodles are. Okay, the noodles are slightly thinner. I wouldn't say paper thin, but slightly thinner than the ones you get in New York. I'm very happy to report to you that these noodles have the Hua Hin. If you can see the burnt parts here, that's the Hua Hin, and it's very prominent, very nice. And finally, let's try out the beef. Now the beef are cut up in small pieces, not tiny pieces, but small pieces. Okay, they do Cantonese right here. The beef has been seasoned, it's been treated, it's very slippery, very soft, just like the ones back in New York, and they're flavored well. It has that nice soy flavor. It's delicious. I never would have thought that we would get New York quality beef chow fan in Hua Hin, Thailand. This is the place to come. And finally, we'll try the sprouts. For some reason, there's a ton of sprouts in this dish, and that's good. They don't mix in onions with the sprouts, it's just the sprouts. So the soy sauce penetrates the sprouts. It's very tasty. My only criticism here is that they could have added a few more pieces of sprouts, but that's okay. It's not overwhelming, but there's a lot of it in there. But I love this dish. It has the right flavor. In order to get a good gauge of the menu, I ordered 2 dimsums. The first dim sum is the beef chung fun, or the beef rice roll. And from what I see here, it looks pretty big. They give you 2 pieces. Let me dig down here. Actually, they give you 3. They chop it, so they chopped it up already. There appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there appears to be 9 pieces in this order. Next, we have a fried turnip cake, and it looks like it's topped with some garlic and onions, and it's browned from deep frying, and we're going to give this a try. The next dish we're going to try is the beef rice roll, and the beef rice roll actually is pretty big. It's thicker than the ones in New York dim sum restaurants. I cut off a piece. See how big this is? And that's the beef right in there. Now, let's give this a try. It has the sweet soy sauce in it. This is amazing. I gotta tell you about this. What's amazing about this is that I can tell they freshly made the wrapper right now, right here and right now. It hasn't been sitting around. When you eat rice roll right off the pan, it has a certain type of texture to it. It's not pasty at all. It just tastes freshly rolled off the pan. This is delicious. The beef, to tell you the truth, there's not a ton of beef in here, but the beef is sliced. It's sliced beef, not a beef mash. And it's good. It's good. It's different. But the best part about it is that it's totally fresh. Big plus. Okay, next we're going to have the deep fried turnip cake. Now, I love turnip cake. Turnip cake is usually pan fried, but now the newfangled turnip cake is chopped into bite-sized pieces, and it also comes, this version also comes with some kind of chopped garlic on top. So I'm going to try the turnip cake itself and let you know what it's like. Wow, it's a tad salty, but that's okay. But what I can tell you is that when you look inside the turnip cake, there are tiny pieces of whole turnip in here. This is so nice. You can taste the freshness of that cake. And the biggest danger in this dish is that sometimes it's very pasty because there's too much powder, too much flour that's put in this. This does not fall into that category. This is totally fresh, 100% fresh. I love this. Once again, take a look. Perfectly fried. Now, as you can see from here, there are some little things that look like garlic. I'm not sure what they are, but let's try this. Oh my God. You won't believe this. You really won't believe this. This is something I've never had in New York. This is, I believe, an XO sauce that's on top of the turnip cake. Wow. Why would they put such an expensive ingredient on top of a humble turnip cake? I don't know, but it's delicious. XO sauce is so savory. There's some seafood elements in it. but this is super savory. I'll put it on top of the cake and see what it's like. What a beautiful combination. It is wonderful. I would order this again and again. The next dish we ordered is a Cantonese beef curry. Now, this beef curry appears to have potatoes, some chili peppers, both the green and the red type, and also several types of beef. From what I can see, this looks like maybe a flank steak type of beef, and plenty of potatoes and sauce. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the beef curry. Now, I'm going to eat two components of this, the beef and the potatoes. Now let's try the beef. Okay, this is very interesting. The beef appears to be stew meat, not brisket, but stew meat. It's very stringy. Now, I think they boiled this enough to make it tender, so it's perfectly okay in this dish. Now, the curry flavor in and of itself is Cantonese. It's definitely the Madras style. The Madras style curry powder is nice and yellow. It's spicy. It's not hot, but it tastes like a conglomeration of many spices. I just tried the potato. The potato is analogous to a russet potato. It's not pasty, but they could have done a better job in cooking the potato through. It's still a little raw, but overall the flavor is good. I like that curry beef. And they provide you with plenty of curry sauce to eat with your rice. Okay. You see this and I know that you're going to ask me, why did I order this? This is not Cantonese. This is Sichuan. It's a dish called lazaji, which is like a Chongqing chicken, Chongqing fried chicken with a pile of garlic. No, not garlic, chilies. So I just wanted to try this because this is a dish that we always like, regardless of whether we're in a Cantonese or a Sichuanese restaurant. We'll try this soon. Okay, next we're going to try the lazaji, a Sichuanese dish. I apologize for not ordering a Cantonese dish, but I can't resist because this is one of my favorite Sichuanese dishes. So, lazaji usually comes in small little bite-sized pieces of chicken and usually is dark meat. So let's bite into this. A lot of breading. Let's try another piece. I think I got a lot of breading in that one.
Have some more, please.
Okay. Definitely dark meat. Nice and delicious. One thing about this lazaji, I don't think they stir-fried the chili peppers with the finished fried chicken, because usually if you eat a lazaji, there's usually a little bit of that moisture or a little bit of that chili spice on the surface of this. There's a little bit, but not a whole lot. I'm biting into it, but it's not super spicy. It's definitely spicy, but it's not super spicy. For a Cantonese restaurant, it's perfectly acceptable. I'll eat this. But at a real, true Sichuanese restaurant, this will set your mouth on fire. Next we have Chinese kale. Now this is also called gailan, and it's fried with some garlic, as you can see here. So we're going to try this, and just visually from what I see, these are not old gailan, these are like baby gailan. Look how thin the stems are. So I can't wait to try this, because usually when things are young, they tend to be more tender. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the gailan. Now, I had mentioned that the gailan appears to be baby gailan. They're really thin. The stems are really thin. Delicious again. Perfect amount of salt. Perfect amount of garlic. There are no bits of burned garlic here. They're all diced. They're fresh. They're crunchy. and most of all, they're delicious. Okay, as I eat more of this Chomsin chicken, this lazaji, I've come to the realization that there's only the heat element to it. You know, mala means numbing and hot, right? Spicy. There's no ma in this, there's la in this, which is there's a lot of heat in this, but there's none of that numbing flavor. And yeah, I wish there was more of that numbing flavor in this. But as I said before, this is totally passable for a Cantonese restaurant making this. Okay, the meal is over, and oh my god, that was so much food. We're gonna bring home so much food. The unsung hero here is that the portion sizes are super reasonable. The prices of the food are going to be a little more. We're gonna say your entrees are gonna be between 250 baht to 300 baht, which is about $8 to $9. And then your dim sum dishes, the two that I ordered, are about 160 baht. So that would be about $4 or $5 US. Overall, this is a great find. This place, I mean, we're in Hua Hin, and let's face it, there aren't a ton of Cantonese people here, but Cantonese food is really popular around the world, and whoever opened this place, they knew to make sure that the food rises to a certain Cantonese standard that everyone would love. And I have to say, every dish that I ordered, I really enjoyed, and they do it well. They don't forget the small little details about the food, especially with the beef chow fun. Had the Hua Hin, and I can truly say that this is a place that I would recommend. Now, let's look at Hua Hin in general. There are other places in Hua Hin that would serve the Cantonese roast meats. They will have a much smaller subset of Cantonese, but this is one place that has everything. And one thing that I was a bit disappointed that I didn't order, but we can't because it's just too much food, is the wontons. I would be very curious to see how they would do their wontons. But judging from all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8 dishes that we ordered, the food is definitely genuine and authentic and delicious. So if you're in Hua Hin, come here. Come to probably the only full-service Cantonese restaurant, and you won't regret it. Thanks for joining me with my Hua Hin adventure, and we'll review a few more restaurants before I leave. I only have 2 weeks here in Hua Hin. I wish I had more, but I'll do as much as I can to bring you the best of Hua Hin.